Hello! I hadn't planned to do a tutorial on this one, but I have, because I've had a couple of people ask whether I would show how to do the circular doodle, and so I've done a very quick little tutorial for you as a kind of a bonus. So I hope you enjoy. So, following on from last week's tutorial, I had a few people comment and ask whether I would show you how to do this. So this is a little quick tutorial and I hope you really enjoy it. It looks complicated, this vortex, but it's not really, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're going to start off by drawing a circle. I'm just using a paper plate. You use whatever you have to get that circle. The colours I'm using, and I'm going to use, going back to my colour wheel, are these colours here, blue, blue, green and green on the colour wheel. And if you remember in some of my previous tutorials, if you concentrate on just, and if you just focus on one side of the colour wheel, the colours will always work together. They always will. You can do opposites, your complementary colours. You absolutely can. And if you want to do that, then you go ahead and do it. So I'm using a cobalt turquoise, a deep cobalt blue, and a deep cobalt green in my favourite Faber-Castell Polychromos colour pencils, who don't sponsor me. I've used them for years. They're utterly reliable. They blend beautifully and I really love them. So you're going to start by drawing your circle. You can do it in ordinary pencil if you want to. You then kind of make a rough line down the middle. I'm eyeballing this. I'm not really measuring it. You take your plate to get that arc there and that arc there. So I hope you can see those shapes. And then I'm going to start with my turquoise as we start to put the pattern together. Now the shape we're going to use for this centerpiece is like an S. It's that sort of curve. And we're going to start by coming in maybe about there. And I'm going to just draw that line round to there. And you see it just kind of tucks round that bit to that bit. Use your pencil lightly. You can go in with a graphite pencil if you feel happier doing that one. The next one, I'm going to do this. Bring it round again. And the next one. And then the next one until it comes down to the end. And this one. As it curves round. And then we're going to do a similar thing at the top. As it sort of wiggles around like this. You get this lovely curves. Just going to take that one round this side. You can sort of have a play putting some lines closer together. Just bringing those. Now the lines don't have to join up because it's all sort of weaving in and out. And then this one is going to come down this way. Like that. So you can see these lines go that way and these ones go that way. And here you have your S shape. And now we start to put in our colours. I'm going to take my green and I'm going to start off in this bit here using the same colouring technique that I usually use, which is a circular action. I'm not pressing down too hard at the moment. We will do that a little bit later when we start building up that three-dimensional look. That. Thank you for your lovely comments. It's really lovely, really nice. such a friendly group of people who are tuning in, and yeah, it's just I've been a little bit overwhelmed actually. It's been so lovely and friendly, and really open to ideas and thoughts and suggestions of things that you want me to do. Very happy to think about those. If you're new, welcome. If you haven't liked or subscribed, you might want to do that. If this is the sort of thing that you like. I am releasing content on a Monday and a Friday with a few little extra ones like this one, which is nice. So as you can see, I'm just sort of building up that. So I'm just gradually building up the pattern, just using these three colours, and you can see that it's beginning to have this 3D effect. Takes a little bit of time, but it's just really nice. You know, you could just do this while listening to some music or just having peace and quiet, actually. I think it's not enough peace and quiet. Sometimes I just love having the silence where I can hear the bird song outside my window. And that's lovely. Other times I like to listen to some, all sorts of music, really. What do you like to do when you're drawing or painting? I think lots of us like to get lost in our own worlds, don't we? I think it's really important, actually. I think this is why it is so therapeutic. Until everything goes wrong, and then it's all a disaster. That gets very stressful. But no, it's lovely. I'm just going to bring that one here. So again, when I get to that line, pressing hard. Just building up that gradual tone. Getting lighter in this bit. So you imagine that's where the spotlight is shining. So we go round the curve, imagining this is a sphere. There. To the edge, and I'm just going to do that dark. Like that. I'm going to do something slightly different on this side as far as the shadows and tones go, so you need to keep watching to the end. Of course. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, you might like to do that if this is your sort of thing. That would be really nice. And you can just comment, tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you like to listen to. when you're creating, or whether you like to have peace and quiet. I'm just going to build that one there. So I'm going to carry on with this bit, and then we'll come back. I'll show you what I'm going to do on this side. So I've built it up a little bit more, again just using the same colours. As I'm getting closer to the centre of that line, that's getting darker. Just layer over the top. You get that really good tone coming through there. Same on this side. Let's just get a piece of paper to lean on so I don't smudge it. Like that. You're just sort of building it up bit by bit, sort of tidying a few things up. And over this side, toward this edge, I'm doing this really dark. So I'm pressing hard, and when I've got all of these colours down, I'm actually going to go over it with a darker blue just on the edges. It'll start to sort of blend as we get nearer the edge. Start to pull the colours together a little bit, like that. But on this side, or before I say that, don't worry about turning your book around. If you're right-handed, like I'm predominantly right-handed, and I find it easier to work this way. So when I was doing these bits, I just turned my book around, or turned it round that way. Whatever's comfortable. We've got to be comfortable when we're creating art. That is really important. So sort of jiggle that bit here. So I'm imagining that my light source is coming from this way, and so this side is going to be darker, but this side is actually going to be light. So although I will have my shadows coming here like this, what I'm going to do over this side, so I'm going to use my darker blue, and I might even find an even darker one. I might just do that. And what I'm going to do is some background, just halfway. Just keeping it very, very loose to begin with, and you'll see what happens when we do this. It's just a little trick, which is quite fun. So here. And then what I'm going to do, let's get my piece of paper again. On the outside, and start to build that up like this. And you can take your time. Sort of building this up. I am doing this very quickly, and I will go over it a little bit later, but I want you to see the effect. So let's just sort of building that. Like that. So straight away you can start to see that it's beginning to have a more three-dimensional effect. And I am going to do purple on this side. So I've started to put some purple in this background. Not using a pattern, not creating a pattern or anything like that. I'm just doing kind of a block of colour, tone, to create this idea of shadow. So you can See this idea of the light over this side and the darker over this side. Using my pencil lightly to begin with and then just building it up. So I'm quite liking the effect this has as the image starts to come together. Like this. And gradually, just very lightly as we get nearer the middle, that centre line, take it over there just a little bit, same as the top. It just sort of comes across like that, so you can see how this is coming together. And the last bit, I'm going to use dark indigo, which looks almost black, and I'm using my paper there, using this darker colour right in that bit there. Just, you could use black as well, but I quite like to use an indigo for shadows. I think it can be just a little bit more subtle. As we come around to this bit, onto this white, again just very, very subtle. It's as if this is still the white and there's just a shadow in there. Like that. Oh, let's knock that. I'm going to do the same on that side. Done a little bit on that side, and now I'm going to do the edges here. This is still with my indigo. Just to give that idea of the shadow, as if this is a sphere. Again, I'll just sort of build that up as we go round there and around there as well. Just very lightly. And then you can build it up a little bit more. And that's the idea. And you can take this idea in lots of different directions, really. You can create, you have it as part of another pattern and sort of add other things to it. Let's see if I can find my other one that I did a while ago. Yeah, this one. So you can see that I did, that's the one that we've just done, and then I've added a few others around it as well. And obviously you could do this in paint. You could do it on a canvas. You could even create collage with it, which could be quite fun. So I'm just going to work on this for a little bit more, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. And that's my finished piece for today. I'm quite pleased with how that's gone, and I might take this idea and use it for something else. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.